rough.
We're only temporarily disabling the tower. You need to remove each lens individually. Carefully release the hinges.
Warning. Energy contamination
He
detected.
said carefully move. He
Destroying
said screw it. I'm
the
just gonna destroy
production
it.
of Argent energy isn't necessary.
Doom guy said screw it and just destroyed the dang thing. Okay. Okay, I'm back at the beginning again. Okay. I just know where I was because I ended up here and I was like, okay, where am I going? I guess I'll go this way now. I guess I'll continue to go this way. Oh, my mic's on. Sorry, I just wasn't that close to it. I'm sorry. I was sitting back in my chair. I guess I go with armor this time. Then I go with health next time. I mean, another time. Should I go with armor? I meant, well, with ammo. I might go with ammo. But I got armor now. So, oh. Rocket launcher. Frickin' Metal Slug. Metal Slug is such an underrated game. It's loved in Japan, but here it's kind of like you either know somebody to play it or you don't. But then I grew up playing Metal Slug in the arcades and on the Super Nintendo. There was one I think that was a release of one of the older ones, the arcade version on the PlayStation 4. So I played the crap out of
it. The hell energy is unusable without the filters.
Rocket launcher.
Warning.
What you are destroying is more valuable than you can possibly imagine. It is a perfect and unlimited energy resource.
He doesn't care. He's Doom Guy. He's just trying to get it out the way. Oh God, speaking of out the way. I hate this thing. Stupid. Okay. Alright. First, I'm gonna need chainsaw. Give me a body. There we go. Okay. And everything else. Press the wrong button. Well, it seems like nowadays, don't get me wrong, I know it's beloved, trust me. I know some of everybody that knows it. But at the same time, it's kind of like you don't hear people talk about Metal Slug. Now, you don't hear people talk about Metal Slug, how people talk about, like, you know, Final Fantasy, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. It's like, no one thinks about it until someone else says something about it. And that's what I mean. And that's what I mean by, like, it's not as known as it should be. Well, a lot of people that should know it know it. Because that game has history. And I do mean hella history. Especially for those of us who even played. But I don't expect anyone at least past the age of 25, maybe 22 to know what Metal Slug is. But I put the minimum at about 25 because Metal Slug's old. Like I'm 31, so I know I grew up with some very ancient games. It's crazy to say that I remember when Mortal Kombat was just a thought process. Like, you know, okay, yeah, this is on Sega and Nintendo, and I want to play it. Like, I'm older than at least most systems by now. And ain't nothing wrong with that. At least you got to play the old school, like, games and, like, even some stuff you may have missed out on. Because I don't frown on emulation. Granted, it won't be as good as it was on original hardware. But at the same time, I don't knock anyone for doing emulation because at least you get to experience the games we used to play as like kids. Like the games I played, like I didn't play the original Street Fighter, mind you, but I did play like, you know, the original like Street Fighter, because like if you want to look up the original Street Fighter, it's kind of rough looking. I recommend looking it up just so you can be like, oh my god, people played this. Like original Street Fighter, it's terrible. But I've played you know, original Street Fighter, original Mortal Kombat. I mean, like day one too. Freaking Sonic the Hedgehog when he was like first a thing, when he was the mascot of like the Sega Nintendo. I mean, not Sega Nintendo, the Sega and Sega Genesis. Like, I remember these things being a thing. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, that's the one I remember. when the character looks all extra beat up and you gotta pretty much press start before the timer run out. Yeah, I remember those. Back when you had a timer before you had to start, not just like you can just sit there and just start later. You had to press start. Before 10 seconds came up, or you just had to start from the beginning all over again. Like, those are my generation of games. Like, my generation is the SNES and on up, because I had the SNES, not the NES, like the original Nintendo. I had that, then I had the Super Nintendo, then I had the, of course, the big boy Sega, then I had the Sega Genesis, I had the Saturn, which didn't last long because I didn't like the Saturn. I ended up playing more on my PlayStation when I finally got one. Like, I remember all the mascots of like systems, because of course Mario was Nintendo, along with Link and of course Metroid and of course Ness, the character. You had Sonic, who was the face of Sega, of course, along with a few other games like Shinobi, which you will now know as Ninja Gaiden. Like, I'm old. I'm fucking old. Like, I'm freaking old. Well, I'm gonna say I'm old, but I'm old like well, I'm gonna say for a gamer either, cause I know a guy that's like in his freaking 70s that I see at GameStop sometime, and he be like, yo, I haven't seen him in a while. I hope he's okay. But he be over at GameStop talking about games like I do. Like, that dude's literally been a gamer since like the original gaming console. I remember we was having a conversation about it. And he comes in the store and he's like, you guys don't know nothing about gaming. I was playing like ColecoVision and the Jaguar and stuff like that. I'm like, oh crap, you played those? He was like, man, I still have it in my old closet. Cause I remember when he was saying when he remember when his mom bought it for him and everything. I'm like, holy crap. I don't think he was 60. No, I don't think he was in his 60s. No, 70. I think he was in his like 60s, 50s. Like, he was older than I was. Let's put it that way. And it was cool to hear him talk about all the stuff he didn't play. And he was like, man, of course I played all this old game. I still play games. I've been playing games probably before y'all were even a glint in y'all dad's eye. It was so cool talking with him, because I love talking to older gamers. I love it because it's like